This is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, so today I'm bringing you the 10 hidden features for the Galaxy Note 8. This phone has a really good amount of hidden features, and this is the first 10. Next week we will do 10 more hidden features. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's get to all the 10 hidden features you probably don't know. And if you do know, you get a thumbs up. If you don't know, I get a thumbs up. So let's get started. So for our first hidden feature, Samsung has made a big deal about having dual lenses to get this thing called Live Blur. Here's the thing though, did you know you could do it with the front camera? So if you go and launch into your front camera, swipe down to get your selfies, the cool thing you can do with this is you can swipe to the left and do selective focus. Now what this does is it takes a bit of time to do it, but it literally gives you the same kind of effect with your front camera. So you can take a selfie and blur out the background. The cool thing about it is, just like their rear camera, you can actually unblur it after the fact. So blurred, pan focus, unblurred. So you can actually see the text in the background, see everything just as clear. So that's a really cool feature to be able to do, and it's one that Samsung does not talk about, and that only has come since the S8. So when it comes to Bixby, I can honestly do an entire hidden feature video just on it itself, and I did best 10 features of Bixby, so check that video out. But overall, one of the most important ones that anyone could do on it is auto adjusting your photo and then saving it. So if you hold down the Bixby button and say auto adjust this photo and save, it will auto adjust it and then save it, and that's all set. So this was the original, this is the auto adjusted one. So just a really quick one. So if you just want to, it to do whatever it needs to do to auto adjust the photo to make it look how it thinks the optimal way is, you can do that. You can also say things like brighten the photo, darken the photo. These are all things you can do. Crop the photo. It can get you started on the crop, but you have to finish that part. So overall, it's a really good thing just to know how to do, and it really saves you time in the long run. And I use this now instead of going to 3 steps and doing auto adjust myself. Now for the next hidden feature, it is a really good one to know if you have something you might want to hide. And what is that? Well, if you pinch to zoom on the main screen and go into home screen settings, you can actually hide apps. So if you have any apps that you don't want anyone to know about, you can just hide them here, and then you have to get to them the same way. So really quick but very good way of just being able to hide apps and getting them only when you need them. Alright, this next one is not a hidden feature if you have had a Samsung for a long time and you've been very familiar with this, but if you're brand new to Samsung, coming from an iPhone or coming from another Android phone, Samsung has a really amazing feature, and that is just called Quick Launch Camera. So all that you do is, even if your screen is off, you just double click the power button and it will launch your camera. Really great, simple, and easy way to always make sure that you can quickly take a photo and you don't miss out on the shot. So I really like this feature. It's the only way how I launch my camera. I just always double tap it, and there you go. Simple, quick, and easy. So this next hidden feature is probably one of my favorites, and this one really is a great one that I can't wait for all smartphones to have. This came in with Bluetooth 5.0. Now some people argue if this is part of it or not, but the great part about it is it has this built into the phone, really simple and easily. And that is, you can actually pair it to 2 sets of headphones simultaneously, or 2 sets of Bluetooth speakers, or headphone and speaker, speaker and headphone. Doesn't matter. You can pair it to 2 devices at the same time. So I can turn on these headphones and it will pair to them. And you can do this in whichever order you want. You can turn this on first or however you need to, but go into your 3 dots right there and hit dual audio at the top. And then from here, just turn dual audio on. What this allows for is for you to simultaneously pair to 2 separate devices at the same time. So now that I turn these on, it will now pair to them at the same time. So yeah, you can actually even take like a conference call kind of style right here, where one person could take the call and another person could take the call, and you can hear them both very clearly and easily. The other thing is you might be wondering, well, actually you have 3 highlighted. Yeah, because I can still pair my Gear S3 with these 2 at the same time. So technically I have 3 things connected to it at the same time. Really great experience. I love it. People ask, is there a delay or are they completely sync? They are they're very little bit off at times, depending on how new your Bluetooth headphones are. If they're 4.2, you should be fine. But overall, they're going to be really good. But if the speaker is off sync a little bit, that is you typically find because you'll put one speaker in one corner of the room and the other one in the other corner of the room. So as soon as you leave this side and go into this side, you start hearing that one, and they sound really great. So definitely probably my favorite speaker. I like that I can do dual audio. It doesn't matter which headphone brands I have or which speaker brand I have. I can play to both at the same time. Alright, so for this next feature, it is one of the best features that a smartphone has to offer. And that is something called link sharing. Now, in this phone, you might think, well, I have a Google account, but why the hell would I ever sign up for a Samsung account? This is why you would sign up for a Samsung account. You can only do this feature if you have a Samsung account. So what is it? It is tapping the share button, and right here, link sharing allows you to actually be able to share up to a 2 gig file per day. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, you can send a 200 megabyte photo or video or anything along those lines. So you can share raw photos. You can share really big videos. So if I wanted to share these videos, which are going to be a lot, I can still share that via link sharing. So I can just hit share. And what it does is it creates a link that you can send to anyone via text message. Yes, you can send over a gig video via text message with this feature. You can send it via Gmail, so you can send it in an email. You can post it on Facebook if you want everyone to see the full quality of the video without the compression that you get from uploading. You can send it via Hangout, GroupMe, any basically where you can share things, you can share it through here. This is just a really great feature because it allows you to send huge files, and you can even put it with a comment, of course, in text message. And that's something that a lot of people coming from iOS really miss. They're like, oh man, I could send videos and it wasn't as and it was clear. And this is a great way to bring it back. Yes, you can share this with an iPhone user, you can share this with any Android user. It doesn't matter where they have, even if they're on their computer, PC or Mac, they can still open this. What it does is it uploads the entire files to a link. Once those files are on that link, you have 24 hours to download them. Once you share that link, they can click the link and it allows them to download the entire full-size video. It is probably the best feature that Samsung has to offer that most people don't know about. Now this next feature is kind of hidden, but really more so, it's a great feature that you'll use a lot more instead of downloading a third-party app. And that is, in the calculator, you have the ability to just hit this ruler, and then you get unit conversion. So it's really great because you can convert whatever kind of units you need to, and it simplifies it. So you don't have to download a different app, you don't have to download anything different from the App Store. It's just built in. It's something that I feel that Samsung doesn't kind of like in your face about it. But the other thing you have is you have a regular calculator here, and you have a scientific calculator here. So again, just these little things that Samsung doesn't advertise, but if you never had a Samsung phone, you might have never seen these. Alright, so the next feature is one that I like to call baby-proofing your phone. Now, this feature is a really great one to know about, and all that it is making sure that if you give your phone to your kid, they cannot do anything with it. It will play a video that you maybe started before you set this mode up, and that's all that's on there. So even hitting the power button, hitting the home button, anything like that, you can't get to. So you go into settings and then go to accessibility and then to dexterity and interaction. and then finally interaction control. Turn that one on, and from here all you have to do is hold down the power and volume up key. When you set this up, it can only be undone with that combination, so any other thing you do will not work. So let's just hold these down. Then it brings up this. I do block out the entire screen, go to options, and you can disable all of these buttons so that these buttons will not work in this mode either. And then you hit done, and now none of these buttons work. So you can't do anything with the phone. It is permanently locked on the screen and you cannot get out of it. Now you can obviously like play a YouTube video, set this mode up, and then they're just watching the YouTube video and that's it. So that's a really great feature, just to lock it out. You can even do a time limit on it. Just say if you want to pull a prank on your friend, you can have this thing there like, what the heck, I can't do anything on my phone. And I don't know, it's a really funny thing. So yeah, it's a great thing to do. And you just do it again to unlock it, and now you have full access to your phone again. Alright, so for this next feature, it is really hidden, and I don't know why it's not on by default, but it's a feature probably anyone that has ever owned a Samsung would want on immediately, and even if you own an iPhone or anything that had a home button, and that is you can actually unlock your phone, or at least bring the screen up just by hitting down the home button. How do you do that? Well, you go into settings, under display, and then you go all the way to the bottom where it says, I forgot what it was, navigation bar. And then under navigation bar, unlock with home button. So this will allow you to unlock it with home button. Now if you have a password, of course, when you hit the home button, it just prompts you to do your password. But that way you don't have to reach all the way up to the top on the power button. It's a really great feature because I can hold the phone like this and I don't have to reach all the way up here. Just a lot easier to do that and then do exactly what I need to do. So yeah, great feature and one that I think is a must-have for most people. So for the last sit-in feature, of course we always have to go back to the camera, and this is a great one and one that I personally couldn't live without now that I have it, and that is when you have this phone, you actually have the ability for a floating camera button. Now what do I mean by that? I mean you can hold your phone from any angle and you don't have to reach all the way down to the bottom of the shutter. You can just tap it and it takes a photo. Really great for those selfies or anything like that, or when those awkward holding of a phone and you hold it in a weird way, you always have that ability to move it wherever you want and take a photo. Now how do you set this up? Well, you go into settings and you swipe all the way to the bottom, turn on floating camera button. It's such a great feature. Most people love it, just having that extra button there. And guess what? If you don't want to use it for the shot, you still have the one at the bottom. You can even still use your volume rocker if you have it set to that. But the best thing about the floating camera button is it's always there and just always ready to use at any time. So definitely a favorite of mine. Alright guys, so those were our 10 hidden features. Hopefully you did like this video. If you did, please give a like, thumbs up down below. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and subscribe up there. Make sure you follow us on social media right here. And of course, check out our latest video up there. And right down here, you're going to find the perfect video for you. Or at least that's what YouTube tells me. Thanks again.